Yeah. The league has resumed. The game is ended. Bayern Munich went away to Eintracht Frankfurt and won 6-1. What's it called now? Lyon had a battle. It's a bloody battle. Two red card in that game, and somehow Lyon won 2-1. And Arsenal, yeah, the EPL is back. Arsenal won 2-0. I was expecting more goals. I was expecting more from Gabriel Jesus, expecting more from Bukayo Saka. But who cares? They won 2-0. That's the most important thing. They kept a clean sheet and then they scored 2 goals. Whether it's an own goal, nobody cares. My name is Ida Fimatio, second and you love to come in there with one of us. So from our side, I'm going to review that game and then the Bayern game and then touch a little bit on all the things that have happened. There's still games to come tomorrow, Sundays, and the league is on. Okay. So let's start with the Arsenal game. 4 times out of the previous 5 times when the Premier League have started on a Friday night, the home team have gone on to win that game. But then in the all of the 38 games that was played last season, Crystal Palace only came back from a losing position once. So it was a game that was delicately poised for if Arsenal scored first, they most likely were going to win the game or definitely were not going to lose. Crystal Palace gave it a good push. It's a whole lot of side to look at it. The players that were giving their official debut in this game was Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus, the Manchester City players. Zinchenko 9 titles with Manchester City, 9 major titles with Manchester City, truckload of titles for Gabriel Jesus as well. Coming into this Arsenal team that is allergic to winning titles lately, say from the FA Cup, you would say to yourself that these guys were coming into retirement at the age of 25 because it doesn't seem like they were going to play for a team that was going to win it. Yeah, Gabriel Jesus started the game very well. He juariboed his way into the 80-yard box, put the ball on the bubbling plate for Gabriel Martinelli in the 3rd minute, but then Gabriel Martinelli Yakubu the ball, and that chance was wasted. But then again, in the 20th minute, what lofted cross by Bukayo Saka, met in echoes of space by Zinchenko, who headed down to the far side of the goalpost where the ball was coming from in the first place. And guess who met the ball? It was Gabriel Martinelli, who found his angel's wing, flew up above everybody, and directed the ball to the other direction to beat the goalkeeper. That was how he stood in the whole of the first half into the second half, and it seems like that game was either going to go into a draw because Crystal Palace were really threatening, pushing. Zaha was not in his full element. Come on, this is the first game of the season. You expect this to happen. Remember that Crystal Palace didn't have all of their players going on preseason because some of the players were anti-vaxxers. Okay, they didn't take the vaccine. So, excuse me. They didn't take the vaccine, so some of them did travel. But Crystal Palace really did put a good fight. Now, one thing you notice about this game as an Arsenal fan is these are the games that ordinarily Arsenal would have considered a late goal or lost this game. Crystal Palace would have had a fight back. It's Selhurst Park, it's London, but sometimes these are those games where Arsenal don't get it well. So let's do player by player. For me, my man of the match is Zinchenko, playing for a new team that plays differently from the way Man City used to play, and being able to put a commanding performance. Towards the end, they faded away, and Andrea Ayew was getting joy, and Mikel Arteta made the right substitution by bringing in Tierney to block up that gap. But I think that he performed well playing with this team, and he didn't really start preseason with them. It took time before he signed for Arsenal. That's one. Another player that really impressed me was William Saliba. Now, the reason why I was impressed with him was that he played the whole 90 minutes. There was no foul against him, 0 foul. In a game like this where Crystal Palace is coming up against you, I made some very clean and timely tackles. Okay, one thing again that I love is that the handball rules changed this season. Arsenal would have considered at least 2 penalties in this game. So this is one of those seasons again where the rules and everything worked in favor of Arsenal and everybody is all joy. But I think that Ben White playing on the left-hand side, the right-hand side was not the best for him because last season we saw the marriage between Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes as top-notch marriage. But this time around, not really as good as we expected. But hey, Arsenal didn't consider a goal. And even though he picked up a yellow card, you could say that the entire backline was good. And there were times where the goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale, was called into occasion to save the team. He did a good job. He started out being floppy, being very, very, flat-footed and creating his own mistake. But then he bounced off that one and became a savior on 3 different occasions where he needed to save the team, palm the ball away, push the ball away, come close to catch the free kick that was coming on. So that was good. In midfield, I thought that Thomas Partey put up a good show. It was stable. It was good, even though a little bit slow. I don't know, but just a little bit slow from my own view. Shaka also was solid, but just that the demons that followed him. I thought that last season when he picked up only 2 yellow cards, I was thinking, okay, this season is going to be clean. But he started the season with a needless yellow card again. The demons are still after him. I hope he gets better. I don't think that Odegaard gave us the performance that we saw last season that made everybody said it was okay for him to be the captain. I don't know if the weight of the captain's armband was holding him down, but I think that he could do better. And because he didn't put up that kind of performance that we were expecting, he made Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus look a little bit lame and lost in the game many a times because they were chasing shadows. There was really nobody to put in those passes that would make them run in at the defenders or probably running at the opposition goalkeeper. But who cares? Arsenal won. That's the most important thing. And then Bukayo Saka, who seemed like he was lost sometimes in the whole game, came in and make the victory solid as he whipped in that shot from the right-hand side and it hit the head. Unluckily for Gueye, who put the ball through his own team's net. And Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 0 at Selhurst Park. That's a very good one. Special shout out to the coach of Crystal Palace, Arsenal legend, a man with over 400 caps for Arsenal. Captain, fantastic, wonderful guy. I love the way the Arsenal fans, again, were shouting, singing his name and praising him. That was very, very fantastic. Even though I'm not in the stadium, I wasn't hearing everything they were saying, but I don't think that any Arsenal fan would insult Patrick Vieira. So I assume that they were praising him. A big shout out to the Arsenal fans, the traveling Arsenal fans. This is the first season in 15 years that Arsenal was going into a season with confidence. Not just because they're playing Crystal Palace. Don't forget that last season, they played against newly promoted Brentford and they lost 2-0 at Brentford's home. So this time around, they started the season with this much confidence. Let's see what the next game brings, and I hope that the injured players like Tomiyasu and the rest of them will come back feeling very good. We're still waiting to see what Fabio Vieira will bring in. We're still hoping to see Emilio Smith back. But note of warning, Arsenal still need another midfielder. Just imagine if Saka gets a red card or what's it called? Thomas Partey gets a red card. People will say we have El Neni, but I think when you look at the Arsenal bench today, you notice one thing, that the bench reminds you of the good old days where Arsene Wenger have a starting 11, but nobody to call on the bench. I think that Arsenal still need 2 or 3 more players. I also think that Arsenal needs another striker. You can't just have Gabriel Jesus as your top striker and then have Eddie Nketiah as your backup. We need another striker. That's my thoughts about that one anyway. You can, add your thought to it on the comment section and tell me what you think about that. But then I'm going to go on this vanishing break, like a vanishing spray of the referee, and I'll come back and I'll tell you my thoughts about the Bayern Munich game. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Yeah, welcome back. Let's talk about Bayern Munich and the massacre of Eintracht Frankfurt in Frankfurt. Okay, like I said earlier, on the radio show, if you listen, Frankfurt does have one of the busiest airports in Europe, but it seems like it's the Frankfurt goal line that was really busy, as 6 goals were pumped in by 6 different players. And it started very early in the 5th minute as Joshua Kimmich, led the riot out by scoring in the 5th minute. And, 6 minutes later, it was Pavard that made it 2-0. And then Serge Gnabry assisted Sadio Mane to make it 3. And from that moment, it was goals. As Musiala showed up to score, as well as Serge Gnabry. And I know that, Eintracht Frankfurt will complain about the goal that was disallowed somewhere in the 56th minute, and then in the 64th minute, they did score a goal by Koulibaly, but then it was too late as Musiala put in a second at the very death of the game in the 83rd minute. Bottom line, they won. And if we go back to, my prediction, I said this game was going to be both teams to score over 3.5 goals and Bayern were going to win, and that's exactly what happened. I know that this game historically does produce a lot of goals, but I wasn't expecting this much number of goals. I think we started the season first night very, very well. If you visit www.elegotetv.com, I'm sure you will see some of the prediction. Too bad Heerenveen didn't, produce any goal today. Benfica won their game 4-0 if I'm not mistaken. And it's good. The Lecce game went into extra time. I wasn't expecting that to happen. But for those of you who picked a few games from it and sent me your ticket, congratulations to you, especially Timothy Daimbo. Making one into a dozen is a very, very beautiful one. Let's hope that the course of the season, predictions that we keep putting on that page would help people to increase their fund and grow in the process. It is one step at a time, one day at a time. That's how we're going to take it. But congratulations to everybody. Having said that, it's looking like a great season for everybody. I do hope that we all end up celebrating. The fans are going to be happy for their teams if they win. The players are going to get their match bonuses and their salaries. The owners of the club are going to get their money in terms of the good business that they do. The coaches are going to get paid. Why not the fans? So if you are a fan of football and you're following football and you like to bet, I guess there's no harm in trying. Check us on www.elementartv.com. You will see a prediction on a daily basis, and we just might guide you into the winning part. Having said that, there are no fixed matches on our platform, so we don't guarantee you fixed matches. So just understand that, and we also don't ask you to pay us to give you prediction. It's just what it is. Be on that page, and you just might be a winner. I think I want to say congratulations to the fans of every team that have won tonight. Tomorrow is another day. We go into tomorrow hoping that the fixtures will be different. I do hope that tomorrow we'll see a lot of winnings and predictions. But if you want to know what my thoughts are concerning the games tomorrow, I'm not going to pick every game, but I'm going to give my thoughts on a few selected games. You want to know what my thoughts are? Well, check on the website tomorrow morning. You definitely will see what my thoughts are on www.elementartv.com. Well, before I go, let me remind you that the fixtures in the EPL tomorrow, opening weekend, the first Saturday of fixtures, is 75 days between the end of last season and the start of the season today. Tomorrow it's going to be 76 days, but the season has started already. Arsenal currently sit at the top of the table, but will they be there at the end of the season? That I don't know, but their journey to making the top four begins today, as they played not too well, but they ended up winning. That's the most important part. So tomorrow, the fixture stuff as early, depending on where you are, but from a Nigerian point of view, so my Nigerian jersey, from a Nigerian point of view, it is Fulham hosting Liverpool. I think that Liverpool are going to win that one. Bournemouth will be playing against Aston Villa. It's going to be a difficult game, but something tells me that Aston Villa will go away and get a win or probably a draw. That's the worst case scenario. Two teams that are not looking too fantastic right now, Leeds United and Wolves, are going to excuse me, are going to lock arms against each other. I think that game is just going to produce goals on both sides, over 2.5. Maybe Newcastle play against Nottingham Forest. I'm hoping that Taiwo Awoniyi will score for Nottingham Forest, whatever the result will come at. I don't know, but it's now beginning to get difficult to go to Newcastle and get a result. So I won't be surprised if that game ends with the Newcastle win over 2.5 or so. But I'm hoping that Nottingham Forest will perform magic that I don't think is possible. Tottenham Hotspur will play against Southampton. Forget about the fact that I'm an Arsenal fan. This is my job, so I've got to do it well. I think that Tottenham with Antonio Conte on their bench is good enough to pump in 3 goals in this game and win this game with ease at home. That's what I think. One game that's going to be very close, look like a scuffle, is Frank Lampard, former legend of Chelsea and coach of Chelsea, coming, sitting at home to host Chelsea, who are looking like they are not in the right frame of mind and not in the right places right now. Even with Bolly coming in, if you want to get a very clear explanation of this whole Bolly mission, you can go to www.elementartv.com with the write-up that the professor himself, Precious Amosuwe, put in there. You would see a lot to read about this man. But I think that this result will be very, very tight. I still would go with a Chelsea win, but I would be surprised if there is an upset. In the French Ligue 1, it's going to be Strasbourg playing against Monaco. Look like a game that can go either ways, but I put my smart money on Monaco to win this one. But I think that on Saturday night, at the end of 90 minutes, Paris Saint-Germain will be too good for Clermont to play against. So I think that Paris Saint-Germain will win. In Germany, fixtures are tough. Augsburg stay at home against Freiburg. I think it's going to produce a lot of goals. Augsburg will win. Borussia Mönchengladbach will play against Hoffenheim. A game again that threatens to produce a lot of goals. I think Borussia Mönchengladbach might win this one. Bochum will play against Mainz. Look like a game that will end in draw. Union Berlin playing against Hertha Berlin. Taiwo Awoniyi is no longer there, but Union Berlin might just nick this one. Wolfsburg will play against Werder Bremen. Tight fixtures at the start of the season in Germany, almost in every game. Big teams playing against each other. I think that this one will produce a lot of goals, over 2.5. Maybe Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Leverkusen. That's the last game of the night, okay, in Germany. And I think that at the end of 90 minutes, Dortmund might win this game with their young, enterprising, and running players, but don't count Bayern Leverkusen out. But definitely, it's going to produce a lot of goals. So I'll go with an over 2.5 in this one. Having said that, this is where I draw the curtain on my review of the games that have gone down and preview of the games that are coming up tomorrow. There's a whole lot of games in other league. I would try my best to put it down when you go on www.elementartv.com. Thank you very much. Please do to subscribe to the YouTube channel and support us as best as you can. God bless you and have for yourself a wonderful day. But don't forget, when you read any article on our website, do us the favor by dropping a comment so that you help us to grow as a business and as a group, and also encourage all of the young writers that were put together to be writing you some very, very fantastic story. My name once again is Edafi Matthew, so you love to come with a level to one spot. It's been a wonderful evening for those whose team won, and sorry for those whose team lost.